broadcasting across the U.S. and around the world. Good morning, radio friends. I'm your host, Vern Shirt, and welcome to another edition of the Retro Oldies Brunch, the show that acts as a time machine of sorts, taking a look back at music history. This week, for the next 90 minutes, we'll be highlighting the 80s as we take you on a trip back in time to visit the year that was 1984. We'll include anecdotes about the songs and artists and relive the year through music and news and entertainment briefs. During the showcase, we'll have our three-of-a-kind music trivia segment. We'll feature a forgotten 1984 hit from our radio vault, and we'll also have a long-distance dedication from one of our listeners. On this week's showcase, a couple of songs about the urban art form called breakdancing, and a song from a band whose lead singer would eventually marry a tennis legend. We'll begin with the first of our two songs covering breakdancing. It's from a singer who won both an Oscar and a Grammy for her 1983 chart-topping title track from the movie Flashdance. In 1984, she moved from Flashdance to breakdance. This is Irene Cara. Our other breakdancing theme song is from a movie that got its inspiration from a 1983 documentary about the emergence of breakdancing. It was called Breakin and Entering. Several performers from that documentary would appear in the movie a year later. The movie's theme is sung by a duo comprised of Ollie Brown, a drummer who toured with the Rolling Stones in the mid-70s, and Jerry Knight, a former member of the band Radio. Peaking at number 9, this is Ollie and Jerry with Breakin', There's No Stoppin' Us. Welcome back, I'm Vern Shirt, and now it's time for a look back at the year that was 1984. The original Apple Macintosh personal computer goes on sale. Space Shuttle Discovery makes its maiden flight. The Summer Olympics are held in Los Angeles and boycotted by the Soviets in response to the 1980 U.S. boycott of the Moscow Summer Olympics. And Dan Hartman peaks at number 6 with a song from the movie Streets of Fire that he originally wrote for Hall & Oates to record, but the duo couldn't record it because their album was already completed. This is I Can Dream About You. And now we're up to the song from a band whose lead singer would end up turning down an invite by Eddie Van Halen to become Van Halen's new lead singer, but later accepting a wedding proposal which led her to marrying a tennis legend. They met at a Christmas party in 1993 and married in 1997. The tennis legend is none other than John McEnroe, and his wife is singer Patti Smythe. Here is her band Scandal with The Warrior. And now it's time for our long-distance dedication. Dee Dee from Florida emails us. Dear Vern, I'm emailing you my dedication for your show. My name is Dee Dee and I live in Tampa, Florida. Growing up, I always had a hard time fitting in with social groups. My home life wasn't that great either, as my parents divorced right before I started high school. I found myself hanging out with other social outcasts, and we often drank alcohol and smoked marijuana as a way of coping with life. I did manage to find some refuge through drawing and signed up for an art class in high school. My instructor told me that I had a very creative imagination in my imagery and told me to consider taking courses in anime illustration. I managed to finish high school and signed up for some art design classes at a local junior college. I befriended a fellow student named Ryan. We became fast friends and could relate to things as he was a child of divorce too. Despite our friendship, I still continued to meet up with my friends to party. Ryan handled his life much differently than me. He was very responsible. In addition to enrolling in art design, he also worked to help out his mom with expenses. Ryan tried to explain that I had talent and it was being wasted on partying with my friends instead of focusing on classes. Time went on, and we eventually saw less of each other the following semester because our classes were held on different days. My life began to unravel as my mom became very ill and soon passed away. I sunk into a deep depression and began to drink regularly. my father stepped in and had me seek treatment and attend AA meetings. It's been about a year since my mom passed, and I'm still taking things one day at a time. About a month ago, Ryan reached out to me and wanted to look after me because he still cared about me. I explained that I was a mess and would be a lot to deal with. He had just moved to Sarasota for a job and has a bright future in animation design, while I need to get my life together first. Vern, I wanted to dedicate the song Bad Girl by Madonna to Ryan to let him know that I'm damaged and still have things to work out in my life, but deep down, I still care about him too. Thank you for reading this. Dee Dee. Well, Dee Dee, thanks for your email and for sharing your story. I'm hoping you continue to get the help that you need. Here is your long-distance dedication. Welcome back to the Retro Oldies Brunch. I'm Vern Sherd, and now it's time for another look back at the year that was 1984. Beverly Hills Cop and Ghostbusters rule the box office. Dallas and Dynasty are the top TV shows. Two singing legends are lost. Jackie Wilson dies at age 49, and Marvin Gaye dies at age 44. And number one this week in 1984 is a song from the band that was born out of Britain's new romantic scene, and they became one of the most influential bands of the 80s. With their only song to top the Billboard Pop Charts, here's Culture Club with Karma Chameleon. That was Dennis DeYoung, and that concludes this week's Retro Oldies Brunch, the year that was 1984. Be sure to connect with DJ Greyhound Radio on LinkedIn to receive our monthly program schedule. Also, check out our DJ Greyhound Radio YouTube channel for clips from our shows. We'll be back next month with a special music feature, Music from the Movies, Volume 2. We'll showcase another round of songs from motion pictures. Until next time, radio friends, this is Vern Sherd saying, don't be afraid to aim high with your goals. Even if you come up short, you'll still end up at a better place. You're listening to DJ Greyhound Radio. Playing the hits of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.